Okay, 2K fans. Now we're gonna jump into another video. As you can see right here, we're gonna talk about the build combinations that you got. I'm gonna show you every build that you can put together. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below where you can get all of the side-by-side comparisons of each build combination, both backwards and forwards. So playmaking shot creator and a shot creating playmaker for every single position. There'll be a link in the description for each and every one of those combos. But I'm gonna just show you, first of all, let me show you the each build. Now this is the base setup for every build when it comes down to the point guard. So this is the average. This is the setup that you can have that will not give you any plus or minuses in these categories. But we're just gonna look at the builds real quick. So for a point guard, your primary builds can be passing and ball handling, defending, drive and finish, shot creating, and three-point shooting. You can have any other secondary build you want, but those are the only 5 primary builds you can have, which makes sense being a point guard. And then for the shooting guards, you can also have only 5 builds. I don't need this right here anymore. That was just some math I was doing over there. Now you can also have only 5 builds, 5 primary builds, which is shot creating, three-point shooting, passing and ball handling, defending, and drive and finish. But just like point guards, these builds can be combined with any other secondary trait from pure all the way down to rebounding. Now the small forwards, as you can probably tell, the small forwards have the most build selections. They are the middle ground, and they can do anything. They can pretty much have a primary build of any one of the categories, from drive and finish, shot creating, three-point shooting, passing, ball handling, defending, post scoring, and rebounding. They can have any one of those as their primary and any one of those as their secondary. Now for power forwards and centers, it's almost the exact opposite of the point guards and your shooting guards. They can have a post score primary, rebounding primary, drive and finisher primary, three-point shooting primary, and defending primary. Same thing with the centers: post scoring, rebounding, drive and finish, three-point shooting, and defending. Now, for the point guards and the shooting guards, understanding those build dynamics will help you understand the plus minuses that you can lose or that you can gain in each category. Now I'm gonna slow this down a little bit so that way I don't lose anybody too quickly, because I tend to speak a little fast. But I'm gonna show you some two guard builds. So right here, as you can see, this is shot creating, passing and ball handling. Now, like I said, I'm gonna leave a link for every last one of these as I pull them off my drive, because I captured every last one of them from the prelude. And I pulled them off the drive. Most of them I pulled off the drive. I'm gonna save them all, and I'm gonna drop them on this Dropbox. You can pull every last one of them, or look for the one that you want specifically, the combo that you want specifically. So if you're looking for two guard shot creating and ball handling, then you'll look under my shooting guard categories, grab the shot creating and ball handling, and you can also grab the ball handling and shot creating as well, and do a comparison side by side. You can look at your badges. You can look at the max cap attributes. Now the white bar represents, the maximum that you can get that attribute up to after upgrades. The yellow represents where your starting cap is. So I want to go over a couple builds that I was interested in for two guards. It's not saying that this is the build that you got to go with. Now, I got some information earlier today. I believe I was watching a video by Annoying TV. I'm gonna leave a link for that video as well in the description, where he was talking about when you hit 99. Now, the road to 99 is a far road, but when you hit 99, they said all of your badges basically go up a tier. Now I don't know if he was quoted directly got that quote directly from the devs saying that, but that is supposed to be the assumption, because everybody knows that when you get to 99, all of your badges get a boost. So what is the assumption now is that the boost is your badges go up to the next level. Now, like I said, I'm gonna leave a link for that video in the description, but I'm gonna go over a couple builds for the two guard. Now, the two guard and the one, the main differences between their builds is that when it comes to shooting, the two guard is going to get a little bit of a boost because of his height, without getting the same hit. Now, none of these builds I'm going to factor in max wingspan or max height and things like that. I'm going to go with your standard 6'5", Well, for the two guard, I'm gonna go with your standard 6'4", 6'5". The average, the median for a two guard is 6'3". So with a 6'4", 6'5", you'll get a little bit of your boost to your shooting, but you'll lose probably like a little bit of speed or a little bit of strength. No, you'll gain strength, but you'll lose a little bit of speed, and everything. But so a lot of people were talking about the build, the shot creating and the passing and ball handler, because of the ankle breaker badge, the tireless score, and the difficult shots being at Hall of Fame. And then they were saying that the elite level 3, at tier 3, you get the more elite dribble moves, which they said unlock at, I think they said 88 or 90. No, 90 if I'm correct. So now here's the thing about it. They say that this all gonna boil down to attributes, and badges don't really matter. But if the badges go up a tier when you get to 99, the build that you want to work your hardest on, it boils down to how you play, first of all. But the build you want to work your hardest on, I would assume you would want to go for a build that does have a few more gold badges, because, I mean, unless they have a tier above Hall of Fame, them all you're going to do is basically add Hall of Fame badges to your already Hall of Fame badges. So you can see right here, so this shot creating and passing ball handler, for example, has 3 Hall of Fame badges and 5 gold badges. Now, if those badges take a step up, then that becomes 8 Hall of Fame badges, and you'll look and say, well, that's a lot of good Hall of Fame badges. And as you boil down, I mean, you got badges that are already gold. So like your shot creator defender, you got 8 badges that are already gold. And by the time you get to 99 with this build, all those badges will go up to Hall of Fame. Now, this is based on getting to 99 and that being the case. Like I said, I'm just going by the information that I received. I'm going by the information that I went through and kind of just broke down a little bit. Now, for the shot creator defending build, this is my primary build. I got a couple of guys that I play with. I like to play two-way ball. The shot creator and defender. Now, my primary build last year was my shot creator. My first build was my playmaker at point, but I had another guy who ran the point, so it was more along the lines where I said I can put together another build. That's no problem. And so I put together the shot creator build, and within a couple of days, I got that shot creator build leveled up, grinded him out real quick, and got his Hall of Fame badge. I dropped a video on that one, and then dropped another video on that one showing you that it's one of the easiest grand badges to get. Now, we're not focusing on grand badges. For all we know, they said that there won't be any grand badges in this game this year. But when you think about the factor of having a two-way shot creator, okay, because that's exactly what this build essentially is. Now, first of all, you get a nice little boost to your layups and dunks, giving you probably roughly around an 82 to 85 for your driving layups and your driving dunks. And then your mid-range takes a small hit compared to a pure shot creator. But I had a pure shot creator in last year's, and my shot off the dribble was my most deadly shot. And my shot off the dribble from 3 was the same as my shot off the dribble mid-range. So if I got difficult shots at gold, and that can change, there's a chance that can get to Hall of Fame. Being able to knock down shots off the dribble are going to be at an elite level. So this is a build that I'm going to give a try out to. This is going to be my primary build. As I go through the whole series with it, I'm going to let y'all know exactly how this build turns out. I won't say that I think it's going to be an OP build. Everybody, for real, anybody can have an OP build, depending on how good of a player you are. It's kind of like Mike Wang said, you know, people should focus less on trying to find the OP build and focus more on finding a build that fits how they play. So finding a build that can mask your weaknesses and highlight your qualities. And so that's why the shot creating defending build, that's where I shine at. You know, like I play great defense, but even I get beat. So having that defensive edge that'll give me a little bit of boost and things like blocks and steals. Now, another thing is that the max blocking for a point guard with a defensive build, whether it's defensive primary, defensive secondary, or all around defensive, his max blocking is 80. Okay, now the shot contest is around, usually around like a 92, 94, but his max blocking is 80. So with a shot creator at the two, well, with a two guard defender, he's gonna have a boosted blocking ability. My two guard, I also created a two guard defender last year, and that two guard defender had a max block of 92. And that's because I maxed the wingspan out. And the one thing that didn't take a hit from it was my ability to shoot off the dribble. So when it come down to it, this is gonna be my primary build. This is the build that I'm gonna make all my errors with. I'm gonna have a whole lot of fun with because it plays two-way ball. And at the same time, like I said, if the badge system works the way that I'm hearing that it's gonna work, which means that once you get these builds to 99, you're gonna be able to build the badges are gonna tier up one level. I'm gonna essentially have 8 Hall of Fame badges. One of those would be mid-range, teardropper, tireless scorer, difficult shots, and ankle breaker. I'm gonna have 7 gold badges, and I'm gonna have 10 silver badges. Now, like I said, if I come back and I'm wrong about the badges going up a tier when they get to 99, all I know is we hear that the badges get a boost when they get up to 99. When you get up to 99, so like I said, essentially, unless they're telling us there's another tier above Hall of Fame that we don't know about. I mean, we didn't know about the grand badge until it came out. But unless there's another tier above Hall of Fame, like essentially getting a build that has more Hall of Fame badges or has Hall of Fame badges, unless you're telling me that, say for instance, you create a pure shot creator and you get these 4 Hall of Fame badges. And the only thing that it does is that it gives you such a room for error to hit your mid-range shots that you're knocking down everything. And I highly doubt that to be the case because then they're gonna have to patch that. So essentially, what it's gonna do is that you're gonna have badges that go up to the next level. Now, I wouldn't say don't take a look at a 3-point shooting build, but like most people say, I wouldn't make 3-point shooting a primary at all. But there is a case where you can make 3-point shooting a primary, and that's only because if you have the badge set up. So if you got a 3-point shooter primary and maybe like a defensive secondary, that might be a decent build. I'm gonna play around with that build. I got a list of builds I'm gonna build in the game, and I'm gonna go through a whole lot of trial and error, seeing exactly what these builds are capable of, and giving everybody the overview, the lockdown, the look at them, and we're gonna have a whole lot of fun with it. But when it comes down to me creating a 2-guard, I said I'm gonna go shot creator defending. Now I did look at a few of the other ones. I didn't want to go shot creator post scoring, mainly because the simple fact is that because I don't get no boost in my dunks. I was like, I get a little bit of cheese with my layups, but if I'm not finishing with force, then it's more along the lines I'm not really looking to worry about the finish, you know. But with the new layup packages that's supposed to come into play, maybe having a high layup will come into handy to unlocking the more athletic finishes, the fancy finishes and things like that. Now, another build, like I said, a lot of people looked at the shot creating and ball handling build. I wasn't too much worried about that one because I know there are going to be a lot of those out there. But another build I was looking into was, all right, so as you can see, now this build right here is a point guard, 3-point shooting primary, passing and ball handling secondary. Now, if the badge setup is what we're being informed, then this build could be a little more deadly than people expect, because at most the speed is going to max out at something on the lines of about 78 to 82, and that goes with acceleration as well, so it'll be at 80 to 82. But if you got high ball handling, which won't give you the elite dribble moves, like I can almost attest for that, because this is at around like an 18. Yeah, this is at an 18. Ball handling at an 18 will give you roughly around an 80. I think an 81 overall ball control, and ball control is what allows you to do elite dribbles. Now, last year, elite dribbles were unlocked at overall of 75. So you're gonna have some good dribble moves unlocked. Now, for those who are going for elite dribble moves and everything, they said you got to be at 90 when it comes down to your ball handling. So that means your ball control should be an overall 90. But if you're not out there looking to catch bodies, you out there looking to drop buckets. This build, now this is, like I said, this is a point guard setup, but at a shooting guard setup, this is going to be one of the most dangerous builds to mess with on the offense. And the reason being is because with 8 gold badges, the possibility that those 8 gold badges can become 8 Hall of Fame badges, 5 of them is corner specialist, catch and shoot, deep range, dead eye, limitless range, and tireless score. With that combination right there, we don't even know what the other 3 are. With that combination right there, I'm going to see a whole lot of OP daily builds. Now, this is another build that at one point I might try. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not too much of a 3-point shooter, but when it comes to putting together builds, once I get my first character to 99 and I see what effect it has on the badges, I'm going to go and try a whole lot of other builds. This, to me, this is another one. A 3-point shooter defender gives you a nice little chance to play two-way ball. But the only difference is that your tireless score will only go up to gold as opposed to Hall of Fame. Once again, if all this information is to be accurate about the badges leveling up when you reach 99. Pure 3-point shooter, like I said, it'd be pointless because you literally would just be a guy out there who would stand there and shoot threes. And it's like, it's not to say that you can't help on defense, but outside of a few people I've played with and outside of a few people I've seen play, the majority of people who are 3-point shooters, they don't do you any justice on defense. And it's more along the lines of, like, to me, I don't care whether you're playing park or whether you're playing pro-am. I can't be out there with you if you can't do something other than shoot the deep ball. You know, I need, like, at the end of the day, if I'm checking one of their best scorers and you're checking, you know what I'm saying, a not so great score, they're gonna find a way to mix that up and do switch man coverage. And the way that they're saying that the play calling is supposed to work and that the defensive rotations is supposed to work, this includes online. This would be a problem. This would be a complete problem for getting the mismatch on defense. And I ain't gonna lie, this is another build that I would like to try out. If I'm gonna do a 3-point shooter, having a driving and finishing is gonna be a good build to combat that with. But instead of me doing a 3-point shooting, driving and finishing, this is one of my next builds to work on. This build has a total of 23 badges. And the only one that's Hall of Fame is Teardropper. Here's the thing about it. I don't even take Teardropper shots. And it's the easiest shot to make. Like last year, that joint was money. This year might get a little nerf to it and everything. But last year, that shot was money. Anybody can knock those down. But when you look at shot creator with driving and finishing, 4 of their listed gold badges is tireless score, mid-range, dead-eye, difficult shots, and ankle breaker. Now with driving and finishing, 9 times out of 10, one of those gold badges is posterizer. One of those gold badges is relentless finisher. Like I said, at the end of the day, when it comes down to, first of all, when it comes down to the 2 guard, that's what this main video is to focus on. When it comes down to the 2 guard, I think the 2 guard is going to be one of those builds where it's like shot creating should be your primary. I'm going to take a look at my 3-point setups for the 2 guard and see if there's any finessing builds out of those. But shot creating should be your primary because the ability to create your own shot is the #1 thing. A lot of people said that the most OP build was sharpshooters. Now, I mean, I've seen some good YouTubers with sharpshooters, and outside of that, I have yet to play against a great sharpshooter. You know, and that's only because, like, when it came down to it, one of my things was to get better on defense because you got people that can knock it down. And I've yet to really find anyone just cash out in my face. It has happened. I'm not going to say it hasn't. It's just hard to remember those. But when it comes down to, if you're creating a 2 guard, having a shot creator would be probably the best best primary setup to have, and almost any secondary work. But I wouldn't. But like I said, unless the badge system works the way it works, 3-point shooting is one I would avoid. Rebounding is one I would probably avoid. Uh, I mean, rebounding is cool, but because you don't get like because you don't get no boost to your dunks, the best you'll probably get is that like you might have the silver putback king badge. And if the like I said, once again, if the badge system upgrades the way it says, you might be able to go up to gold putback king. So I mean I don't really see rebounding being too big of a thing. Um, Outside, I mean, the speed gets a little bit of an up, you know. But driving and finishing, and defending as my secondary builds are two of the joints I'm gonna mess around with. Create my shot creator. Once I get my shot creator defender, once I get my shot creator defender up to 99, I'm gonna start working on my next builds because once you, like I said, once you get your first build at 99, you'll be able to see all of the boosts that you actually getting there, and then I can make decisions on what builds are gonna actually be uh, great builds to experiment around with, or great primary secondary setup builds. Now when it comes down to just having a build that gets you from beginning to end all the way up, this is my build that's going to do that, my shot creator defender, because the simple fact is I can spread the floor enough. I don't see the 3-point shot off the dribble taking too much of a hit. The 3-point shot off the dribble for the shot creator last year was a 92. That like my 3-point shot was I think a 70, 74, 75, but my shot off the dribble three was a 92. Okay, now you balance that out, it meant that I was gonna hit roughly around 60% of my 3-point shots. I think I landed at hitting like 50% of my 3-point shots. But shooting off the dribble basically gives your 3-point shot a boost. So a 3-point shot off the dribble is gonna take a little bit of a hit. It's not gonna be a 92 for a shot creator, primary and secondary, but well maybe it will. I don't think it will. Shot creator primary, defender secondary. I'm gonna take a little bit of the hit when it comes to 3-point shooting, but I mean, I can't complain too much about it. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of a hit between that, but I can't complain too much about it. So, like I said, I know this video was kind of long and everything, but I'm gonna be putting more videos like this together. They're gonna come out raw and uncut. I'm gonna go over each position. Like I said, down in the link below will be the link to not only Annoying TV's original video that I watched earlier today, but the Google Drive where I drop all this data at, all these screenshots that you've seen, plus more going up there tonight, plus more going up there tomorrow. I'm about to put them all up there so that way when it comes down to you all finding out what kind of builds you want to work with, you can at least have clear-cut 1080p quality photos of each build, the minimum and maximum of their attribute caps, their badges, so that way you have all the information right there at your fingertips. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.